the number one most viral short of the year, is all about the power of play. Why does play beat repetition when it comes to learning? Let's watch and find out why this message resonated with so many people.
Research shows that it takes 400 repetitions to create a new connection in the brain. What that means is that if you want to teach someone something, it's going to take 400 times of you teaching it the same way every single time in order for that person to learn it. And I see some faces. Yeah, some faces are like, oh my gosh. Here's the good news. Unless it's done through play, in which case it only takes 10 to 20 times. So you have the option. You get to choose. You can teach your child something 400 times, or you can choose to engage them through play, in which case it only takes 10 to 20 repetitions.
Play engages multiple areas of the brain, making learning stick better than just rote repetition. This was actually recorded at one of the first trainings I ever did. And this training is not one I did in 2024, but this short came out in 2024. It was a training I was really excited to give, all about play and why play is so helpful. I did this training for a group of parents who was learning how to teach their children to read with play, and they were also learning how to discipline children using play. Now, when I posted that short, I cannot tell you how many comments popped up that said, I want the reference for this information. I want the research for this. So let me explain it here. That research was done by a doctor. Her name is Dr. Karen Purvis, and she made that comment during a speech. Shortly after she made the comment in her speech, Karen Purvis passed away. And the research that she commented about has actually never been released. So I guess I'm saying that to say those specific numbers, 400 times versus 10 to 20 times, those are the numbers that Dr. Karen Purvis quoted and said that her research was showing. But that research was never released. So now let me get to the but. But there is tons of research that shows play is so much better than just rote repetition at helping people, not just kids, but people learn things. Just this past week, I was having a discussion at church in a Bible study that I'm in, and we were talking about how people with brain injuries, people who have had strokes, and even people who are suffering from dementia, a lot of times can bring back some emotional memories or can bring back some playful things from their lives. And I can tell you for myself personally, I have a grandmother who is in an assisted living home right now because she fell down and she could not remember how to get back up. But there are songs that they sing together in that assisted living home that she knows every single word to, does not need to see the lyrics for, and she is just thriving when it comes to being able to sing those songs. Another thing that she loves to do in that assisted living home is paint, and she's never been much of a painter before she moved into this assisted living home, but now she is painting and she absolutely loves that time being able to paint. Let me tell you why play works better than just saying something over and over and over again. Again, those specific numbers, 400, 10 to 20, let's break down what that means. That means if your child cleans their room once a week, every week, then it will take them 8 years to learn how you want them to clean up that room if you teach them the same way every single time. That's 400 repetitions. Or you can make it playful. You can start to sing a song while they do it. You can turn it into a competition where it's, hey, let's see if you can beat the clock. Let's see if you can go even faster this time in getting all the toys picked up off the floor. And it will program their brain. And there's a real reason why that works. And there's a real reason why people who have suffered brain injuries can bring back memories the more playful they are with that memory. there are different lobes in the brain. There's the brain stem, then above the brain stem, there's what's called the temporal lobe. In the back of the brain, there's what's called the occipital lobe. At the top back of the brain, there's what's called the parietal lobe. And in the frontal part of the brain, there's what's called the frontal lobe. That one's really easy to remember. Each part of the brain is responsible for different senses and it's responsible for different functions. It does different things. When someone is playing, they are engaging their sight and their smell and their hearing and their touch and sometimes even their taste. And each of those is different lobes of the brain. Play manually causes all lobes of the brain to work together by taking all of those senses and having them work on one thing. In a most basic example, when children are learning how to say the alphabet, it's not done by just saying, repeat after me. A, B, C, D, D. If you tried to teach a child the alphabet that way, it would take them about 400 times of going through the alphabet to learn how to do it. Instead, what we do is say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, and we make it much more playful. We involve music. Sometimes we involve motions. Sometimes we have kids get up and dance while they are singing the ABC song, and it sticks in their brain much more heavily because play engages multiple areas of the brain. Here's another thing, is that emotional memories, positive and negative, are much more encoded than just regular memories. I explained to you that my grandmother fell down and couldn't remember how to get back up. And really, a basic theory of that is that getting back up after you fall down isn't much of an emotional thing. You just kind of have fallen down on the ground and then you get back up and you do it. There were other people in the Bible study explaining how their parents had forgotten how to dress themselves. And for the most part, day to day, just dressing yourself has no emotional connection to it whatsoever. It's just a task. Those memories that don't have emotion to them don't stick in the brain as much. Play causes some positive emotion. And at times, play can cause some very frustrating emotion, and play can cause some exhilarating emotion, and play can cause some exciting emotion, but play causes emotion to happen. And when emotion happens at developmentally appropriate levels, those memories are encoded much deeper and much stronger than just rote tasks. When you can play, you are engaging multiple areas of the brain that causes the brain to work together. And the more areas of the brain that have to work together means that there are more parts of the brain that are connected to that memory, more parts of the brain that can work to retrieve that memory. It helps kids and all people, but a lot of times I focus on kids. It helps kids remember things better. And when those emotional memories happen, those memories are better stored as well. Play does both of those things. If you can incorporate play into everyday routines, even for things like chores or homework, your child will be able to learn things much faster and they will remember them much more fully. Use play as often as you can. Not only does it make life more enjoyable, and it helps you work with your child rather than against your child in frustrating moments, it helps them learn lessons faster, and it helps those lessons to stick deeper and stick for longer. Share in the comments, what's your favorite way to incorporate play into learning with your kids?